allowed us to reanimate our economy and the launching of 13 motors and a new economy that was having its sight on the future. Look into the future. Today, as well, in the face of the psychological war on a daily basis of harassment, of threats, of news, of declarations, of videos, of events, we have a great vaccine. The great vaccine is the union, the national union of all Venezuelans, women and men, and the strengthening of this Council of Sovereignty and Peace in the plain exercise of our rights, of the rights of our country. We are here because Venezuelans, women and men, have values, transcendental values that are there in the atmosphere among us. There are people who found out values of Venezuelans when they left and went abroad, and they found out how cool people Venezuelans are. In extreme situations, in some sort of necessity, almost in a slavery work in Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Chile, under attack, xenophobic attacks of campaigns that partialize the sectors of the right of those countries, and our countries perform against them. They call them the worst names. And then in the United States, many of them that believed in the American dream, they found out that it was no dream. It was more like a nightmare. Many of them rented small buildings, and they lived 8, 10 families in there, in Houston, in New York, New Jersey, in Miami. Now they are after them, and they take them handcuffed and beat them. They had to suffer, many of them, Luis Eduardo, Jorge, America, Pedro, Timoteo, Celia. Many of them had to go through the extreme suffering to find themselves inside of them what it means to be a Venezuelan, because they wanted to humiliate them, for them to feel like nothing. And they couldn't achieve that. Those 14,900 Venezuelans we have returned to our country, rescued from the illegal jails, they are returning to the country dignified, and that is why they are welcome here, all Venezuelans. We are heirs of warriors that fulfilled a task, a huge task, never seen before in the history of humanity. To build up armies, popular armies, to refound nations, republics, and to free a whole South American continent. And with the liberation of South America, to put the side towards the freedom of the rest of the continent. We are heirs of liberators, women and men, of wise men and women, wise like Humberto Fernández Morán, Jacinto Cospit, and many other wise, like Rafael Rangel, and very wise women as well. And we are heirs as well. And I think a little bit more, many of us, of saints. I think all of us have a little bit of saint, women and men. For Venezuelans, it is very dear to ask for the blessing. If you go to other countries, they don't have this custom. And when you ask for the blessing for your aunt and your mother and someone older, or give the blessing as well. Even Jorge Rodriguez, who was a little bit skeptical on this, Today, he is a man, devotee and believer of Jesus Christ. He has given huge steps. We have, all of us, a little bit of saints, some more than others, and we believe in Jesus Christ, powerful Jesus Christ, and we believe in the Jesus Christ, the martyr from Palestine, Jesus that was tortured and murdered in the cross in a mountain in Jerusalem. And also, as of next Sunday, we're going to have, for our national pride and our identity, Dr. José Gregorio Hernández as a saint and slave of God in our homeland, and to the mother monk Carmen Rendiles as well. Those are going to be very beautiful celebrations. And I said to all of the sectors of the country, let's celebrate with a very beautiful way, at peace, with emotions here in the rest of the world. Let's celebrate with union that we are going to have a great saint, José Gregorio, and a great saint, Carmen Rendiles, and let's take from them the best of them to turn it into national value. The great José Gregorio Hernández, that we know him a little bit more. I had to speak with Pope Francis on June 17th, 2013, when I met her personally, and said to him, I bring you here, José Gregorio. And he said, who's that? And in half an hour, we could recall all of the lives of José Gregorio, and he compromised with us to canonize José Gregorio Hernández. And Pope Francis, in his place of death, he signed perhaps his last decree as a pope after transcending life, that was becoming a saint of José Gregorio Hernández and Carmen Rendiles. That's unforgettable for me. And I said to Celia that I feel a huge emotion. Yesterday, Boris Castellanos was broadcasting from Rome, because he's there covering all of the events to mark the canonization. And he showed a very emotional images when the huge picture inside the Basilica, San Pedro Basilica, St. Peter's Basilica, and I felt so emotional. I almost cried remembering Pope Francis and his commitment, and he made justice. After 77 years of being proposed for this, José Gregorio is going to receive his title, which are peace blessings for the people of Venezuela. Peace blessings. So, you may be sure, absolutely sure, that all of those who are going to be taking part in all of the meetings of the council, how many councils were installed? 25 regional and 22 from sectoral. In just 2 months, it is a huge work, and I congratulate Jorge Rodriguez and his team of deputies, women and men. You are the armored of Venezuela. Venezuela is not going to be humiliated, and Venezuela is to be respected and is going to keep on its path of peace, stability. And I take with me these documents and each and every one of the ideas that are here present. You be sure that I commit myself to activate them in a timely manner as part of the permanent offensive of the nation of Venezuela to defend and preserve its right to peace, to life, to the maximum happiness, social happiness. Bolivar left us many things, and one of the first concepts was the maximum social happiness, that you can achieve it in every period of your life, under all of the circumstances you have to face, and that's like we have it on our blood, the maximum social happiness. We are rebellious people. We don't let ourselves to be ripped apart from our right to laugh, to dance, to celebrate. No one never has taken that right from us.
Hours before the Battle of Carabobo, soldiers say, and the big filmmaker Luis Alberto Lamata, a glory of Venezuelan cinema, registered in one of his last movies, Carabobo. It is told that the soldiers with Enero Primero in the lead, they were all reunited in a small valley, kilometers from the path to what was going to be Carabobo, and nobody knows from where was musical instruments that included a harp in which they sung and singing and dancing almost till sun up, when they were surprised by the order of "to your horses, we are marching to Carabobo," so they left the valley to combat. Those are us. And after completing the task of Carabobo, the first thing that the libertarian did was to come to Caracas, and in Caracas the first thing he did was call for a great dance in the Plaza Mayor to celebrate, dancing until sunup with the people, with the warriors of life and of joy, to accomplish the highest social happiness always, and another great maximum for which Bolivar fought almost until his last breath there in Santa Marta on December 17th of 1830. The supreme value for which we fight and we are willing to give everything for our Venezuela is peace. And I like to bring this thought of Bolivar. And if it were possible, Dr. Jorge Rodriguez, I would propose that it be incorporated as a thought to the symbols and the logos that you use, if that were possible, if you debated the maximum thinking of the libertarian that summed all of his war efforts, all of his victories and all of his battles, all of his suffering, all of its pain. He called himself the man of difficulty, all of the difficulties that he had to face. Of him, Martí said, we can't talk about calm of a man who never had it. He looked for combat because he had a superior ideal: freedom, the equality, the republic, the identity of our people. And in a letter to Santander on June 23rd, a year and a day before the great battle, he told him, peace will be my port, my glory, my reward, my hope, and my joy, and all that is precious in this world. Let's defend peace, let's earn peace, and let's preserve peace. Thank you very much to all of you for this wonderful effort that you're doing from the Council of Sovereignty and Peace. Thank you very much.
Let's defend peace. Those were the statements at this hour of President Nicolas Maduro, as we are at this moment live to Venezuela.